Broadcasting live from ATLGA, ONYXCON exclusive with my main man. And when I say my main man, I mean my main man. Before I bring this man on camera, I want to make it clear. This is what you mean when you say a day one. I ain't known him all my life, but I feel like I may as well have, because he's just that kind of homie. He's another Southern brother, originally from Mobile, Alabama, where you listen to the tracks that you will hear a lot of times on ONYXCON's exclusive content over on YouTube, a lot of the soundtrack, including especially Biggity, What Is It? Most of the tracks that were used in my film are because of this incredible gentleman. He is a part, or has been a part, and is still a part of many hip-hop entities as far as groups in the past. Social studies. He is one of the founding members of the Soul Food Cypher. He is, do I need to mention something else?
No.
That'll be a good start. This is the one and only visual artist, DJ, MC, ZANO.
What up?
Yeah. My brother, y'all. Let's do that. So we're on the Beltline, Atlanta's Beltline. If you don't know and you come to ATL, it's definitely a thing to see. Check it out. Highly recommend it. Real cool. Let's start with, so you originally from Mobile.
Yeah.
Word. And what particular part, if anybody would know?
Tomanville and Down the Bay. Those
Down
two.
the Bay.
Yeah.
All right. And I know that's, one of those towns that it comes up in the argument of who started Mardi Gras. It's either between y'all and New Orleans.
Yeah, there's no argument. We started.
Oh, there it is, y'all.
yeah. It's just that New Orleans branched off later, and theirs is that's the iconic one. That's the one.
Okay.
But it started in Mobile as far as Mardi Gras in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said it, not me, so don't be mad at me. Calm down with all that who that. Anyway, so, all right, so growing up in Mobile and everything, what were some of your favorite arts in the beginning? Like, when did you know you were an artist, and what was your first medium?
I guess the first medium was probably drawing. It's just something I did, just to pass the time, and I just kept doing it. And it's always kind of been hand in hand with the beats and stuff too, because like drums and little keyboards and stuff, it's always just been those two. That's me, those two things. And this is, this is late 80s, early 90s, way before anybody heard about a Kanye or anything else like that,
Right. So, back in that day, for real.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were dabbling, like most of us. As far as hip hop, when did you feel like you knew this was going to be a huge part of your life? Because for me, it was like middle school, Public Enemy.
Yeah.
And even before that, but I would say that was the definite.
That's probably one of the solidifying points. That whole era. Because like I was always into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even before that, because like my first hip hop memories is like, Rapper's Delight and that kind of stuff. So.
Oh, you take it there.
Yeah. That's because I was like 5 years old. And that's when that's when that stuff kind of starts. But just the foundational, those foundational memories from that part of your life.
Right.
That song is one of them.
Okay.
And even a few things from before that. So yeah.
Mine would have to come. That's interesting, but he does have a few years on me, y'all.
Yeah.
But and you always remind me. I mean, he don't look like it. He don't look. You see this head of hair, right? I just did my brother's hair today. He needed a barber, and I came through and did the cut. I hope y'all like. But anyway, I was telling him, I said, bro, you still got a whole head. Look at me, man. I do this on purpose, shave it all off because I got spots. I don't even want to be seen on camera, so I just say, hell with it. Let's go on and do the baldy.
Right.
But man. So, for me, I remember in 5th grade, Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh, the show, that was probably the first classic that I really realized this is a thing.
Yeah.
Because we only had like maybe 2 kids in the school who were from New York, and it was funny because they were the only little kids with leather jackets. Like, wait, whose parents buying their kid a leather jacket?
Right.
And they were the coolest kids, and all the girls liked and all this. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And but I remember they had those little albums because they would always be the kids also typically with older brothers and sisters that was buying albums, and they'd come to school and have that. And so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, by the time Greatest Adventures came out, I was all like, cause like.
Hold on, let me give them this scene at the same time. They gotta get that punch.
Yeah. Cause like, of course, rappers are like in the early, like as a little 5-year-old kid, but then like by the time Soul Sonic Force and all that stuff and Jam on It, and like by that point I was like memorizing stuff.
Thing, I don't know what that is.
It's a bear.
It's a bear, yeah.
Brandon.
Damn. Who's it?
Brandon Sadler, the guy that usually does the big koi fish.
Where else in Atlanta? Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, so basically, all into the early beginnings, you were there.
Yeah.
What about you know, as far as deciding that you wanted to have a career in something in art? Because you first were doing visual art, like when you went to college, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I went to Alabama A&M. I did not graduate, but that's where I went. That's where I went for like, I was there for like 2 years. I was a commercial art major. And then like many years later in 2001, I went to Full Sail.
For folks who don't know, explain what that means.
Full Sail is it's a school in Orlando, and they teach like entertainment industry skills. Like I went for computer animation. They have a film school there. They have a music production school. So that's the type of stuff they teach.
Okay.
So yeah, I went to school twice, and I still don't have a job.
Speaking of, real quick, let's just quickly shout out. We were talking about the artist earlier. I was gonna show this because he did this too. That's some more of his work. Red Lotus. Yep. Love that piece. Yeah. Just wanted to shout that out. There goes more to Corey. Yep.
So yeah, still don't have a job in either one of those fields, but at some point I ended up working at a comic book shop.
Name it. Gotta shout it out.
Yeah, inside of a record store, Criminal Records.
Criminal Records.
And I worked there.
Little 5.
Yeah, I worked there for about 10 years, and throughout all of that, I've always pursued it like in my own time. So yeah. Never worked in that industry, but always have been making stuff. Always.
Gotcha. When did the music start, as far as DJing, especially in the MCing?
So DJing started around 87, because my dad, who works in news, he would moonlight at night as a DJ.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he was
in the fam. Yeah.
Yeah. So he introduced me to records and DJing, and would have me on the radio and stuff.
Word.
and not only that, actually.
So he was at a radio station.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
In Mobile?
No, this is in Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
When I would visit him in the summertime, I would do that.
Sure.
With him, yeah. And then when he was in college too, he would take me to the radio station sometimes, and that was at Auburn.
Okay.
So yeah, but I seriously started DJing probably around 2003 or 4, and then just kept going. But post-pandemic, I don't really have any gigs right now.
Okay.
But it's still a passion of mine.
So, I go all the way back to you being with a group called Social Studies.
Yeah.
And then, was there any other groups you were in before that? And
yeah. I've always been ZANO Bathroom solo artist.
Okay, now we can't just leave it there because everybody. Okay, we get to the major question for anybody who knows the name ZANO Bathroom. Why bathroom?
Because no rappers are named after a place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because now what you told me way back, I remembered it. You said because as an MC, as a DJ, in this hip hop lifestyle, you like, it's something I do every day, and that's a place you gotta go every day.
Yeah, that too. It's all that is mixed in. Yeah.
Word. I'm just making sure I remember
So
what I got.
And the place I chose, you know, the bathroom is like where you go to get it all out. You know what I'm saying? So.
And some of your best thoughts come to you sometimes.
Yep.
You know, so I mean,
in the shower, on the toilet.
It made a lot of sense. I got it more and more. I mean, it's odd, it's quirky, but that's my friend.
Wow,
I
that's
get
amazing.
What's up? Oh yeah, let's peep it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, let's take it to. It should look like 2023.
Yeah.
That looks like 2023.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then there's another one down there that they haven't finished yet.
Heading this way further.
I was talking about the van.
Oh, okay. I'm bugging off the architecture, but the van's kind of cool too.
Is it this one? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So ZANO bathroom.
Y'all. So,
and a lot of folk in Atlanta know this brother with that name. Like, he'll be talking with an artist, and I say, yeah, my man ZANO did. He's like, ZANO bathroom. People be knowing. Like,
that's the last name, yo. Cause like it's funny. One of my homies, African Sciences, when I like, he's
Man, I ain't even never been over here. Hold on, I gotta show him what we looking at. This is crazy. Hold on, y'all. Oh, yo.
Yeah, this the other girl I was gonna show you. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this, man.
That's an apartment
I
thing?
guess so. I don't know what this thing is.
Gotta be.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're gonna go boxy, at least try to, you know what I'm saying? Do something with it.
Exactly. Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah.
I love that courtyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
Finish it over here.
Word.
One of my homies is like, man, you gotta have a last name. You can't just be ZANO. Which means, like, if you want to know the science on ZANO, that's a name I found in an African name book.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it means idea.
It means idea.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Now,
according to that,
and what I'm about to say, in what language do you remember?
The book said it was Zuzuru. C-E-Z-U-R-U.
It's all Z's.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
Zulu. Man, where are they at? What country?
Supposedly on the southern part of the.
Southern. Okay, I'm about to say with a lot of Z's, typically it's gonna be southern.
Yeah. So look at this right here.
That is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is dope. Definitely work. Yeah, man, this is a nice spot over here.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah.
So ZANO actually means idea.
Supposedly, if that book is accurate,
I like that.
Yeah.
Hold on, what's that? We were just joking about both of us looking like East Africans. Like, I've done some of my lineage, and most of it, the African part is all West. But when I get around some Ethiopians, everybody swear I'm Hurricane. The Somalians, everybody be coming up to man, Eritreans.
Yep. And then when I'm like, no, I'm just regular African American, I've had them actually be like, it's okay. You can tell me.
You can be who you are. Like, I'm not trying to front, man.
Right. I'm not ashamed.
I want to learn.
Right.
So I can talk to them women. I want to learn. So
right.
Yeah. But so yeah, man. That's like. So the music was in you, and you picked these names. Like about what time? With social?
It's about 1990.
Oh wow!
Social studies comes like 20 years later, like much later.
What was the name of your homie? The guy who was the other part of the group?
Which group?
Social studies.
Chris DeVoe. Yep.
Okay. He's still doing?
Yeah. We were actually. He's waiting on some rhymes from me now.
Okay.
But I had the little family situation, so that kind of hung me up. But,
respect.
But yeah, so yeah, we mid-project actually right now.
Okay. Oh, y'all working on it? Like, oh snap.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And this would be, is it gonna be an album or?
Yeah, probably EP. I think he said it's gonna be EP.
Okay. Now, as far as albums and EPs, y'all have done like 2 albums, I think, right? Or
Yeah, it's like
more than that.
3.
3? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a few. It's a few. Got a few in it.
Where can people check any of that still out? Is there anything online?
Bandcamp. Go to Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Forget about all these other ones that give you 0.0000003 cents for every. Go to Bandcamp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for all my musicians out there. You heard it, the man. I tell you, say the other ones ain't really giving you the propers. You want to go to Bandcamp. So, as far as, so you got new social studies coming.
Yeah, at some point.
I love it. I love it. Dope, y'all. Certified. I've personally loved 2 of these albums that I'm aware of, and have them on CD. And you know, CDs, y'all. They used to make those.
Right.
And have y'all ever had anything pressed in vinyl? Being that vinyl's not such a comeback?
Yeah. We had some vinyl pressed stuff. I think that was like a more of a maxi single.
Okay.
And I think that only came out like in the UK. We had like
snap.
a little arrangement.
Have you had the opportunity to travel to, share music like that, to do performances and whatnot?
No, we've mostly been in Atlanta.
Okay. Right. Any other cities other than Atlanta, like on tours or anything?
Nah.
Not yet.
Right.
What's meant will be. So as far as the Soul Food Cypher, let's break that down, because a lot of people, more and more people in Atlanta are being hip to this, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's going to become something that everybody in the hip hop community starts to understand and know about. Especially, I hope it reaches the ears of folks like KRS-One and all that. But this being the 50 year and everything. And,
I know we got some things coming up, like another Soul Food Cypher documentary. I think we're doing some things with the city. So I don't know like the latest, because there's always something new. So definitely hit up Soul Food Cypher Instagram. It's at Soul Food Cypher everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
And Cypher with a Y?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then soulfoodcypher.com, there's a calendar there. So yeah. Yeah.
I need somebody to go for it so I can get a real cool up and down and then meow. About comics and everything.
Yeah.
And what our first loves were,
Man, the thing that really got me super hooked on comics was 2 things. It's the official handbook.
Oh man, yeah. Marvel Universe handbooks.
Yeah, and DC Who's Who, which came out kind of like at the same time, because the Who's Who, they did that concurrently with Crisis on Infinite Earths, the first one. And I think the handbook kind of came out of Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars. So so the thing is, like, that's like that must have been 85.
Yep, sound about right.
So at some point I had been reading Marvel comics and definitely watching all the little TV shows of that time.
Sure.
And the cartoons and stuff.
Yep.
But I was up on the Super Friends. I knew about that. And the old Batman cartoon.
Right.
With Casey Kasem as Robin. But I wasn't as up on DC the comics. Yeah. So for whatever reason, my little 11-year-old mind was like, I need to be as
I want to be a student of all these things I'm interested in.
As well versed in DC as I am in Marvel.
Right.
So I started cold turkey on Crisis on Infinite Earths #1. And DC Who's Who. And like, if you read Crisis on Infinite Earths, you're gonna learn. Like,
right.
Yeah, that should have been a little subtitle. You're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn today.
Because like, the Harbinger and the Pariah going through all the different existing iterations of DC at that time. And I think Action 1 was like either 38 or 39. So they were like would have been on like 45th or 55th anniversary from 39 to 85, whatever it is, how many years that is. So So yeah, that's yeah, that.
And then with Marvel, like, and who are your favorite characters with each of the majors like that?
Favorite characters in Marvel's probably always gonna be Spider-Man, because more so then than now, they used to always portray him as more like skinny, and everybody else was like raw, raw. And then like he was Spider-Man. Not only was he skinny, he was as strong as everybody else, and he was like making fun of him.
Right.
So like that was my guy.
Okay.
On DC, it's gonna be a deep cut ambush bug.
Wait a minute, what? Who? Wait, who?
Ambush Bug by I think Keith Giffen is the creator and artist of Ambush Bug, who was basically a giant bug who was doing like breaking the fourth wall meta humor before Deadpool and She-Hulk and all of them. Well, maybe not before She-Hulk, but yeah, and he would just like he would go and this was all happening at the same time as Crisis on Infinite Earth. So like he would see stuff going on in the DC universe, and then he would make fun of it in his book. Yeah.
Is anybody else as confused as me in the sense that I never even heard of this character? Not that, I mean, there's a zillion characters in both of these major companies, so it is what it is. But as soon as you said Big Bug, I thought you mean this is another name for Blue Beetle, but it's like, no, a whole other character.
Not Blue Beetle.
I'm gonna have to look him up and flash him up in here so we all know what he's talking about. But
Ambush Bug, yeah.
Ambush Bug.
Yeah.
All right. Word, man.
Yeah, he's my favorite, but he's not really a hero or a villain. He's just like himself. I'm a big fan of Swamp Thing.
I love Swamp Thing. Yeah.
Love me some Swamp Thing. Was a Batman fan till it got so diluted and crazy that I don't even want to say that in public no more.
We'll speak on that for a minute. My problem with Batman is the concept of Batman is brilliant because it's almost Shakespearean in its ability to constantly be remade. I mean, it is. It's been proven. And I don't know if it still is, but it for years was like the number one. Any of his titles were the number one selling through Diamond distribution. You know, now the irony of that is, and anytime you hear this man saying, you can believe what I'm saying, because he ran a comic book shop for 10 years, and even before then, he was a true comic book scholar. So every time I needed the facts, I went to ZANO, and I still do. Like, dude, what is this? What is that? And if you don't know, I ain't got to wait a day maybe, and I'm going to get the facts. So anyway, like for me, it was a thing of, like, I saw a meme recently where somebody made a joke, like, it was making fun of the whole emo thing of Batman. And he started to go into my parents, and he was like, oh, who gives a... I was like, oh, and it made me, and I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, it's messed up because you instantly, of course, because of how serious the real story is, you want to always take it to heart. But I get it. It's like, you've done it so much that it's done. It's like, everybody respects it. Can we move on? And that's why when even they introduced, you know, the new, I forget the name of the character behind the suit, but the new Black Batman, I was happy to see, not just because of it being a black character, but because, and it, you know, I'm one of those people who definitely feel like, we don't have to do a new version of everything. We already have our own independent stuff. I'm an independent creator myself, so I'm with that movement always. That's, you know, this is ONYXCON, what you think. But at the same time, if you're going to do mainstream and do it better, I say, so what? Like, let it be something new. Let him have his book, and it can be the new Batman for new generations, etc. But people who are mad, I'm like, what you mad about? Like, how much more needs to be said of the same story retold by different artists and different writers? It's like, it's enough. It's like, no, it's good. It's good. We're at the stage where, just like I said, I compared it to Shakespeare, you get new versions of things that we all know when we see it, like, oh, they redid basically one of his plays as this movie. You know, and that's cool if it's done right. So I don't have a problem with that.
I think that's a good thing about Batman is that it's so versatile and you can graft so much stuff onto it. And then like there's a lot of unexplored, especially like in the past few decades, because they've kind of put Batman into this box where he's not as cosmic, you know, he's more like street. So then that leaves, since he's usually in that atmosphere, that leaves you wide open for a whole bunch of like reimaginings, like the thing that they did a couple years ago, like what if the Joker became good? Like what?
Oh, I never saw that.
What would Batman, what would Batman do then? And just like a lot of expanding that they can do. Yeah, that's one good thing about Batman is that I think it's versatile. But I get what you're saying too.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, like, and so as far as independent movements, and especially those by black artists, who would be your favorite comic book art, or books or concepts or whatever?
Man, now, truthfully, this is gonna sound weird because I haven't read the book yet. The concept behind Philadelphia sounds amazing to me.
I've seen it, I flipped through it a little bit.
Now that when I get a chance, I'm probably, when it gets collected, I'll pick it up. That sounds like something that's just gonna be in my top whatever.
Yeah,
forever.
right.
But the concept of Brother Man,
Brother Man had to be. I was just waiting to hear if it was gonna get dropped.
Brother Man.
Dawood, bam, Brady.
Yeah, shout out Dawood.
Shout out to Dawood, man. What's beautiful about our friend, I mean, to be able to even say he's our friend, literally, like we know him like that. And I've been knowing him for years, like before ONYXCON. He was actually, inspirational in what became ONYXCON in terms of me finding out about ECBACC ECBOC up in Philadelphia because he's from Philly. But yeah, man, I mean, that book was just so pivotal, and it's like that, here you go again with what needs to be made. Another Batman movie does not matter to me. I haven't seen the new one yet. I mean, I want to see it just because of isn't it Zoe in it? That played Catwoman? Zoe's fine self. I just want to see Zoe. I don't really care. Everybody's, it was so good. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Some other ones are good. I'm done.
Good. It's very good for as being its own thing. It's very good.
Sure, I'm sure. I would expect it to be, but and I will get around to seeing it. For all you, I don't trust anything you got to say now because you didn't see the greatest movie of all time, and then next week there's something else y'all say that about. So anyway, it's like it's whatever. I want to see Brother Man made into a movie. You know what I'm saying? This is what we living for. We trying to make that kind of stuff, and it's been something that I know he's had. Offers and stuff, but just haven't had the right offer yet.
Right.
And I respect that. I know how that goes in this biz with film and stuff. But man, yeah, Brother Man definitely. Off the top of my head, just to answer my own question, I would say for independent joints. I mean, of course, I gotta say my own joints. I want to see my own babies grow up, like Brother Yams.
And then Keith.
Keith, yeah.
Shout out Day Black,
Day Black. I always tell Keith, this. Day Black is in his own category. As a vampire book, I always say, Day Black is I repeat, the THE most innovative vampire concept of ever, just by being diverse. And I mean, the only thing, I take it back, it's the second most important next to Blackula. That's it. Like Blackula is and then you got Day Black. And what Day Black will be whenever it's made into a live action, and we got an animation coming because I think they're working on it. He's doing some things.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm not letting the cat out the bag. Keith has announced this that he's working with some folks.
That's gonna
be mentioning other books that I feel are so important and really cool. I could go on and we'd just be nerding out blurting out for a long time. But yo, this has been awesome. And I just want to thank my man for making time, as he always does for me. Because this is ONYXCON's DJ Emeritus, and most importantly, real true friend Emeritus. That's my dog right here. This is my brother, ZANO. So I'm great. Appreciate y'all for joining us. Tune in for another one. This has been an ONYXCON exclusive. Peace. A-Time. Yeah.